Hey Pisces, welcome to your reading. I'm Empress Rose. These are general readings. We will take what works, we will leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. If I don't catch your wavelength on this reading, go check your other major placements. See if I can't catch your vibe, your storyline over there. The major placements are Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and anything you feel connected to. We're going to start with my monster deck of Moonology and Work Your Light Magic cards. A collection of those, and then we'll move to a more traditional tarot spread with the something I forgot. Oh, the Santa Muerte deck. And then we'll if we've got time, we'll do a wild Kuan. All right. What do we have? Ta-da. A new start is coming. Very exciting. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. Okay, so this new start could possibly be instigated by you being honest about your feelings, by you being very clear with who you are and what you want. I like how these are sort of sort of a cutout of each other, right? It's like, that's kind of cool looking. You and your loved ones are safe. Oh my goodness. Someone else just had this. So any insecurities you may be feeling and you may have been worried about, anything you've been worried about lately, this is to say you can put those burdens down, put those worries down. Oh my gosh. The Pisces, this reading is off the hook. New moon in Sagittarius, luck is on your side. You may have been feeling down in the dumps, and like if you shared something about who you were, no one would love you, or people wouldn't love you if you were who you truly were. But this is saying you and your loved ones are safe. Luck is on your side. Show the world the real you. Whatever it is you've been holding back, whatever it is you've been holding on to, start living a new way. Start being a new person. Start being who you are, who you were meant to be. It's safe. And is going to bring good things to you. Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So trust that niggle, even if it's kind of weird, I think. Even if it's kind of like out of your comfort zone or a little bit strange, it's the real you. Trust that intuition coming in. Trust that those feelings coming in. Make sure you're being connected to yourself. That intuition here, opening your eyes up to something, allowing yourself to see something, maybe even allowing yourself to see how lucky you are, right? Because, our lives are never going to be perfect, so we definitely don't want to wait to be happy or grateful until everything is perfect, because then we will spend our whole lives not being happy or grateful, right? But we are thankful for the fortunes that we have experienced, the health that we do, the measure of health that we do have, the measure of wealth that we do have. We do want to feel grateful for that. So there's some way that you're going to be interacting with the world that's kind of new to you, kind of different, maybe a little bit more honest. And this is saying that being true to yourself, being true to who you are, is one safe. So you got to know that it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And it could bring in some really cool things for you to experience. Some new experiences coming your way, but you're going to have to be who you really are. Be honest about your feelings. All right, Pisces. Let's get going with this Santa Muerte. Right. Nope. Here's your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, your possible outcome. All right, in your recent past, you have 3 of Pentacles, putting in the work, teamwork, people working together to bring something together. 3 of Pentacles, that's the sun, the earth, and the water all coming together to grow things, investments being made into your future, growing something that's going to really benefit you and your community here, right? All the things you need to make something happen, coming together and working together. There's a lot of work here, but all the players are in place and everything that's needed is present and accounted for. So in your current situation, you have 8 of Pentacles. you have something. You have something in your hand. You're holding it, a little bolsa of treasure here. It's not clinging. This is your current situation. It's not a clinging vibe, but it's something that you've worked for. It's something that you've earned, and you're holding it sort of gently in your hands. You're letting it rest there. So you've put in a bunch of work. You put in a bunch of work. You assembled a team. You made something happen. All the elements were available, and now you have it. Now it's in your hands. Now I want to say now we're cooking. Now we've got something. Now we've got something real, and it's actually real. It's there. It's almost like you grew what you needed to grow. You sold it, and now you've got the money. Now you've got your return on your investment. This is an investment. This is a return on that investment. Work, patience. Pentacles to me also represents not just money, not just work, but also time. So you put the time into something, and you are currently reaping some rewards for that. In your hopes, fears, inner landscape, what's on your mind? The Hierophant. Spiritual connection, faith, spiritual communication. This is something that you're hoping for, something that you're working on. You're in a sanctuary here. You're in a safe place. And you're communicating. It's something that you're hoping for. I feel, I mean, if you were fearing that, I don't think you'd actually be watching a tarot reading. Maybe that's possible. Maybe you're watching in terror, biting your nails and horrified at the possibility of getting a communication through this reading, or through something like that. But I'm guessing you're probably a little more open-minded to Ouija board action here if you're watching this. So you're hoping for some communication from ancestors, from the other world. You're hoping for maybe some coincidences to come together. Maybe you're looking for that. Maybe you're looking for signs, and there's faith here. I think you have a lot of faith, but you are definitely looking for signs and requesting additional messages from that. I think that's what you're hoping for, is some additional messages, some additional information, connection to ancestors, connection to the spirit realm. And you are, maybe you're hoping to feel safe in this energy. Communication. I see spiritual communication is basically in your hopes, fears, what's on your mind, what you're connecting with, or what you're thinking about. What's the issue is a reverse sun. You're not getting the clarity or the growth that you'd like. I mean, maybe you'd like a really clear communication, really clear, I'm going to say esoteric communication here, but the sun would be representing a lot of growth, a lot of clarity, a lot of understanding. That's really not the realm of the Hierophant. I mean, the Hierophant's here in moonlight, darkness, working not in the broad daylight, but there's something that maybe you're hoping for more clarity from this than the spiritual realm can really offer you. Maybe you're hoping for more clarity than what the situation actually is, than what is available to the situation, because this clarity just isn't available. The level of clarity I think that you seek, that you want, that you're looking for from this spirituality or something like that, that's not its realm. It's not math, it's spirituality. It's not physics. It's not, there's not a proof here. It's not like that. That's not the realm that we're working in right now. So I think that's why you're having to trust this niggle here. I think you're listening for a niggle. I think you've got one. I think you need to trust it, but I think it's not coming with the clarity that you crave and the certainty. I feel like the Sun card is like oftentimes that joy from certainty or things being revealed. So, so the Hierophant, you're looking for a message, but the Sun reverse is things not being revealed, things not being clear, things not being revealed, or that Sun is not shining in all of the places that you want it to shine. The places that it doesn't usually shine, it's not going to shine there. So don't ask the sun to shine there. So there is like a lack of clarity, a lack of understanding, not getting the clear messages that you'd like to get. This is creating an issue for you right now. But we do have all these reassurances that even if the message isn't clear, you're still safe. You can still be lucky. But this is why we're listening to that niggle, because it's going to be a niggle. It's not going to be a shout. Okay. This is not shouting. This is not yelling. This is not written out in perfectly understandable, clear sentences that we can diagram. That's not what. So it's going to be coming in a niggle. You're looking for a message. But it's not going to be as obvious. It's not going to be obvious. It's not going to be clear. In your current situation, in your external landscape, we have the Four of Swords. This is a timeout. This is a time of time for preparations. This is sort of some downtime or a break from something, a break from work. You might be experiencing a break from work. Or about to experience a break from work, because it's coming right underneath this Three of Pentacles, which is about work and investment. And this is about taking a time off from an investment to regroup, recalibrate, re-prepare. It's nap time. There's something's being snoozed here. It's out of your control. There's a snooze going on here. You're not going to be in control of it. I mean, you have what you need here with this Eight of Pentacles. You've accomplished something, and then somebody's pressed the snooze button. The world has pressed the snooze button. You might not even know why. You might not have any clarity on why this snooze button is being pressed, but you and your loved ones are safe. And I love luck is on your side with some of these other cards coming in here, because it reminds me of a Kurt Vonnegut quote about how life is so complicated. I'm butchering it, so you can look it up later to get the actual thing. But life's so complicated that we don't always know what the good news is and what the bad news is, right? So it's something that might feel unlucky, like this pause or this snooze, could actually be a very lucky break, could actually be very good. And you and your family are going to be safe through that. Whatever this snooze or pause button, maybe, you're taking a break from somebody or taking a break from work, or some sort of break is happening here. I get the sense it's a fairly healthy break, that it's for your benefit, not your harm. You could be being laid off. You could be, going back into quarantine. You could be, there's a couple different things that could happen here that could cause, or you could just be taking your sick time finally that you have accrued for a very long time, and just taking a break, regroup, recalibrate. You've worked very hard. You've worked very hard for something, and it's time to kind of take a break from it. Or it's not even like it's time. It's like there's just some sort of break going on in your environment. There's nothing you need to do about it. It's doing it itself. Your to-do list. Now, this is where you come in, and what you're being asked to do is this Ace of Swords. This is bringing in truth, bringing in very clear communication. So normally the Ace of Swords is something that happens to us, an epiphany, a sudden understanding, some clarity. But here is your to-do list. Your to-do list is you want some sunshine, you bring it. Bring your own sunshine, bring your own clarity, bring your own honesty. Because maybe what's part of the problem is you're not being clear, and you're not being honest, and you're not bringing in the clear understanding. Because why would we be getting the sword here? Oh, yeah, showing the world the real you. What do you really think? This is honesty. This is clarity. You're getting clear on who you really are, and it's really time for you to share that. What you really think about a situation, what you really believe, what you really believe. This is going to bring in something good for you. Luck is on your side. So keep that in mind as we explore this next card, this possible option, the Devil card. So this is about addiction. So you may be dealing with some sort of addiction. This could be like the wake-up call that you need, or the intervention. I don't know. Interventions are helpful for many people. So this could be understanding, clarity. I mean, if we're going to be dealing with an addiction issue, the first thing is seeing it clearly, right? Understanding it clearly. And then, so this is one of those things where, if it is an intervention, and if something, it feels lucky, unlucky, it feels horrible, but it's actually very good for you, and it's very good for everybody else, right? So maybe you're needing to be honest with yourself and honest with other people, and this is sort of that first step out of denial of something, because what we have coming at you is this Devil card. This is addiction. This is being controlled by something that's not your own heart, something that's not your connection to the divine, something that's, so you could be dealing with somebody else's addiction issues, having to deal with those. And here you're bringing in some truth here, some clarity, trying to bring in, you know, what's been clouded, what's been fogged up, what we haven't been able to see. You're bringing that in. You're bringing in a truth, a clarity. You're being honest with who you are, and you're trusting that who you are is going to lead you to someplace really good. So if you've had it with someone's addiction, maybe it is time to speak up and say something. If you've had it with your own addiction, it may be time to speak up and say something. Maybe it's not even an addiction, it's just a lack of connection to your own heart, to somebody's heart. So you're going to be dealing with a controlling energy. What I find interesting here is in the sun card, we have these two musicians playing together, but they're not playing together, right? Because it's in reverse. They're not in harmony. They're not playing together. They're not connecting. In this card, we have these exact same two musicians playing guitar, but they're playing guitar under somebody else's control. Someone else is controlling that part of them. So in this deck also, though, I do want to say this deck has the interpretation for the Devil card as inspiration, something we don't understand coming in to move us forward, something we don't get. So the Devil in this deck is actually a passion that moves you to, you know, do this duet, to play. But a more traditional view of the Devil would have us dealing with something out of our control that is controlling our lives. But what I find interesting, what I just noticed here, is there's a lot of candles in this. There's a lot of candlelight. So we have the two candles here in the Hierophant. You're wanting some insight, wanting some to see. I think the candles represent in this deck like some inner knowing, that niggle. Right? And then this niggle goes down to almost nothing. We have 4 candles represented here. In this break, only 1 is lit. So we're not feeling very niggly. And then we've got a lot of candles in this Devil one lit. So it's these niggles that might be coming from some other force that we don't really understand. So what I find confusing about this Devil card is it could be addiction issues, it could be not listening to our own intuition, but it could also be some sort of inspiration coming from the outside. But we've been looking for this, we've been searching for this, we've been asking for this, and it looks like this inspiration or this movement that we maybe don't even understand where it's coming from is going to come in here and maybe inspire us. Maybe our passions are going to be ignited for something. But passion is one of those tricky things where it's like it could be really great. It could also be really destructive, right? So you're going to be dealing with, I feel like, some sort of passion that could go either way. But I think the way to handle, you know, because passion, good or bad or whatever, can really make us lose our minds and our connection to ourselves, like when that gets inflamed. So I think your life preserver through this is going to be truth and honesty with yourself and with people around you. I mean, maybe you've been in denial about something and you need to share something with somebody around you, or you need to see something very clearly. That's for sure. You kind of know that. You kind of have this intuition that there's something there to be seen very clearly. But starting anew, starting again. And this again is going to be a new start with a way of viewing something, a way of communicating, a way of being. I think it's just a new way for you to be, being more honest, being more in your truth, come what may. I mean, this is saying you're going to be safe and it's going to be okay. But I feel like it's a new way of being and being the real you. Like, right, new start is coming. Show the world the real you. That's what this is. A new start in truth and a new, more honest start. All right. And then someone else just got this card. Change is in the air. There's a real shift. I like it because she was milking this yak and the yak moved. And as a former cow milker, hand cow milker, I really get this vibe. So change is in the air. Sometimes we take things for granted and forget to stop and realize how incredible the ordinary things can be. Growth often does seem improbable, yet it happens every day in many ways. So too is something growing in your life that seems at the moment unlikely or impossible, yet it will happen anyway. Have faith, trust your feelings, and relax. Change is in the air. I feel like that really does summarize this whole, there's a new beginning, a new start. It doesn't seem likely, but and you're not getting the clarity that you need, but I think you're just supposed to plunge right in. Plunge right in with your faith. Trust your feelings, and then we got trust the niggle right here. So I'm liking that too. I like this. I feel like this is a really appropriate summary. So it feels like a shift change. Something's changed. You know, the yak no longer wants to be milked there, but we're going to flow with it. We're going to roll with it. There's a new start coming. Making sure you're being honest with yourself and those around you and true to who you are. All right, Pisces, I hope that reading was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments. I very much appreciate them, and I hope you have a wonderful week.